Well, good morning, afternoon, or evening, YouTube. It's Andrew, and I'm here to fix a little something interesting, a little something different. Well, it's a Notion Ink Atom. First, don't forget your black stick. You'll need it, as well as your micro screwdriver set. I also happen to have a screwdriver and some pliers just in case. Well, alrighty, so here's my Notion Ink Atom, and it so happens that I love it. I love the swivel camera, I love the transflective display, I love everything. I like sitting at my desk, pointing the camera towards the professor and just recording the lecture. Well, I dropped it, and it's got a little hairline crack. I'll see if I can't... That should do the trick. Yep, see the crack right there? Well, I let it down a little hard, and, well, it cracked right there. But that's okay, because my misfortune is your fortune, because I'm going to pop it open, super glue it on both sides so it's nice and strong, and then put it back together, and you'll get to see the process. So, let's get the back off first. Now, unfortunately, had a small problem where the bit of the video that I did of taking off the little things on the back, the little rubber stoppers, and taking out the screws, got lost. But once you do that, up here you're going to have to pry off this. There are lots of clips. It's going to feel sturdy, but don't worry. You just do it a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time, and then you pry it off. And once you've got the front clips off, you're going to want to flip it around, and you're going to want to lay it face down and exert some steady pressure on it, so that you just pop it right out like this. It'll become more clear in just a moment, and there we go. I'm making some good progress on it. Now, it took me a long time to get this because I was a little bit timid, but don't worry. So that's what it looks like. You'll notice there are the clips along the front and some clips along the back. I would recommend trying to attack it from the front. That'll probably be your best option. Now I'm going to take out the little one. In retrospect, it probably would have been a pretty good idea to take the little one out first. It would have given me a better idea of what was going to be coming with the big one. So I'll just follow the same procedure to pry it up, and as you'll see, it works just fine. So, now that we've got that taken care of, there are some wires right there. You can see they go to the camera, and as I rotate it, you can see that it moves those wires. It's actually really cool the way that they did it. Now you need to sort of try and pry it apart a little bit. Just pry it apart a little bit. The top portion of the cylindrical part is actually part of the screen, so you need to pry it apart so that you can jam something in there, screwdriver or preferably a black stick, and then you slide it and it'll get all the tabs. Now, the first time I didn't quite put enough oomph into it. Like I said, this was my first time taking it apart, so I was a little cautious about how much oomph I was putting into it. But I've slowed the video down right now so that you can see in reasonably good detail just how I pry it apart. Unfortunately, a lot of this got off the camera, but I'm just pulling apart just enough so that I can shove something in here. I'm going to use my black stick again as another plug for the black sticks. They are worth their weight in gold, seriously. So I've got it jammed right there, and I'm just going to follow it along. Now, as you'll see in a little bit, you'll see there are ways that I could have done this a little bit better. Had I known exactly how it was going to come apart, I could have, tried wedging different ways that would have been more helpful than this one was. But I'm just going along here, and if you pay attention, you can see the clips coming apart as I come along this way. So it's just getting a little bit bigger, using an old hotel key card to follow along. So I'll pry, stick the key card in to sort of hold things where they are and keep on prying. So just go ahead and pry along. It is noteworthy that my version of the Notion Ink Atom is one with a Pixel Qi display, Pixel Qi 3G as well. Not that I'd ever use it. I'm not a big fan of paying data plans. I'd much prefer to, use the Wi-Fi for my data. But that's how it goes. So, just going to pry a little bit more. Now, once I get this one done, I'm not going to show you the other side, because it's pretty much just the exact same thing. But I will show you the bottom. Now, I might be getting a little ahead of myself here, but when you get to prying out the bottom, see, I'm almost done with this side, and there it goes. But when you're prying out the bottom, you're really going to want to make sure that all the clips on both of the sides have been popped off, and then you're going to want to just lay it down back where it was. You're not going to press it down because you don't want it to clip all up again, but you want to just lay it down, and it's going to make the bottom quite a bit more difficult than it needs to be to pry up, because you're going to have a smaller amount of space. On the sides, you could pry it up from that end, but here on the bottom, as I'm sure you can see, you really don't have that luxury. It's actually quite a bit tighter. So use your black stick, get in there, and you know, even for those of us who've been doing this for a long time, these plastic parts can be really daunting, and it can be really difficult to know just how much force to put in, because you don't want so much that you break it, but you want enough to get it to get those clips to disengage. So I've got it now, and I'm just going to pull it up and set it off to the side, and I think we'll cut it here for just the time being, and we'll cover pretty much the rest in part 2. But just sort of lay it there because there's lots of cables that you're going to have to take care of.